Good evening, everybody. Welcome to this evening's introduction into APL Go. APL meaning anti-aging product line. And for those of you who don't know yet, these products, it's an Italian process, but it's taken to market by a Russian multi-level marketing company structure or a networking business. And what you see here on the screen, this is a huge, huge, huge opportunity, guys. Tomorrow, history gets made in this country because the first shop in Africa is going live, and that's out of Roodepoort in Johannesburg, right behind the Clearwater Mall. For those of you that still don't know where it is, it's just sort of down the road from the Hillfox Power Center on 14th Avenue on the West Rand. And behind the Clearwater Mall, there's a business park called the Clearwater Business Park, building number 5. Very easy to find, right off Witkoppen Road. You'll find it there. So the long and short, tomorrow the ribbon gets cut. The dealings, if you want, in South Africa officially start. There's also a second environment going open, and that's going to be in Rosebank, which is a little bit easier to commute to. And the only other places where shops are going up at the moment is in the Kenya over there, in Nigeria. Now, Nigeria's shop is pretty much opening up on Saturday. And then Ghana's already pumping like no business. So the opportunity tonight is not just what I'm going to show you in terms of the products that you've seen. On the business side of this opportunity, there's a massive, massive opportunity. If I could have told you that if we could rewind the clock a little bit, how would you have liked to be the first person on the whole continent for a product, for instance, like Herbalife or like Amway or whatever else you can think of? Well, guys, here's your opportunity. For once, you can be part of what I call the pioneers, the initial people that start seeding this entire continent. Pretty much everybody that signs up in every country in this continent, there's no reason they cannot be below you and me for once. So that's a pretty good deal. Now, from a business perspective, it's like the sun, the moon, the stars, even the rainbows are aligned from just a sheer opportunity perspective. These products are literally phenomenal. The company itself celebrates its 10th birthday on the 10th of November. That's in a month's time. Now, needless to say, that comes with all kinds of specials and happenings and events and you name it. If there's one thing this company knows what to do, is how to celebrate success. Now, that said, on top of the shop opening up over here, on top of all the specials and everything and all the events that go hand in hand with all of that, on top of the awareness that COVID has created on a global scale that you should be looking after your own health and wellness like never before, I don't think there can be a better time to get involved with a business like this. We will never, ever see an opportunity like this again. Never mind being literally one of the first pioneers to open up the whole continent of Africa. Now, that doesn't mean we're limited to Africa. Please not. The company has already been selling in 78 countries up until now, but you can see a predominant footprint around Europe and obviously, let's call it Eurasia, apart from the East itself. So if you look at this line over here, South America has just been seeded, Africa has just been seeded, and the East is going to be a part of our playing field. The US is on board, so there's no excuse not to get your family members and South Africans and Africans working all over the globe to get them involved in this business and do two things. One, look after your own physical health and wellness, and two, look after the health and wellness of your wallet. Because this company literally offers the opportunity to earn up to no less than 15 US dollar income streams. That is massive, massive. So let's jump right in. So here's a little bit of news for those of you who didn't see it last week. We are just breaking records. Now, last month was the biggest month in the history of the company. And what a nice way to celebrate and move up to your 10th birthday with these kind of stats. They now have got 241 corporate directors. They've got 25 national directors and 8 international directors. There are 10 prime directors and literally 3 ambassadors. One of those ambassadors, guys, is a guy right up in our own upline. You've met him quite a few weeks ago on one of the Friday evenings. He actually spoke. The little bugger is 33 years old. He doesn't know what color Porsche to drive. I even joked with him and said he owes me a drive in one of them once we can travel again. Now check this out. You really got to sit back and appreciate what has been achieved here. On the last day of September, the 30th, they took 100,000 orders in one day. So needless to say, you'll see a little bit later when we look at the financials, or rather the track record financially of the company, you'll see that they've grown the business from 2015 to last year, 2021 to 2020, sorry. They've grown it in 5 years tenfold. Now, this company has grown tenfold without you and me. I can tell you one thing, they're going to grow another tenfold very, very soon. It just becomes faster and faster. And I tell you what, this time around, they're definitely not going to grow tenfold without me. I don't know about you. So if you're not in this business yet, best you check out and understand what's going on here so that you can literally tap yourself and your family into this opportunity and for once start earning some proper money, but at the same time looking after your health and wellness like never before. So you saw in one of the little videos, there's a cosmetic range, there's a dental range, there's of products, there's what's called high energy and natural foodstuffs, there's health coffees, all complementing these little drops or lozenges. That's the foundation of the company. So it's just a question of time and all of this will open up here. Now, what does that mean for you and me? Simply one thing. More margin, more profit, guys. It's as simple as that. So the owner calls it, this is Sergey Kulikov, the owner of the company, he calls it all the puzzle pieces are starting to fall in place. Now, the entire factory has been automated like never before. So the beauty about that is these things can now pick and place almost these tablets like they're almost manufacturing PC boards, which simply means higher output, means bigger volume is available. The rate that these things are now being manufactured are off the charts. So to literally support people like this all over the world. So there's a recent picture of the owner with the German team. Here's a picture of all the happenings that is going on in Moldova. Now, the factory is actually in Moldova. It's not in Russia itself. And here you can see they call it Go Moldova, the new world. Then this is a little bit of just to show you the summer academy that was held in the Caribbean. So call it team building on steroids for those who made it there. So you can see this company is on the go. Now, these two are the two ambassadors from the US, the first two ambassadors, I might add. And Kelly and Tina, you can catch their presentations live on YouTube, all over YouTube. You can just put in Kelly and Tina on APL Go and you'll pick it up. Very, very good to listen to. You'll see how they take it to market in the US. Now, how do you become ambassadors in just a few months? It's all work ethic, guys, but it's not necessarily a question of working harder. It's literally a question of working smarter. So what you have here, the bottom line is these guys sign up no less than between 300 and 500 people every month. So if there's anybody you can learn from, is you can learn from these two. Now, look at some of these accolades. Highest paychecks in September. It's all American flags apart from one lonesome little Canadian flag over there. Now, that said, here's where the business is now starting, and here's your and my true opportunity. So Dr. Alberto is heading up his team down in South America. The business is already in Australia thanks to the Americans, but it's also moving into New Zealand. Now, for Pete's sake, guys, how many South Africans do you know that live in Australia and New Zealand right now? Here's your opportunity. Get them in. Not sure how many people live in South America that you know, but if you know someone, get them in now. But look at this. While we're sitting here contemplating if we should start or not, the Philippines have been opened up. South Korea have been opened up. So it's literally getting there. If you know anybody in these regions, this is the time. Now is the hour to get going. So here you see all the Africa business leaders, or rather the country managers. Our own country manager, Mr. John, it's actually John Bosch. That's his second name, John Roland Bosch. And Pamela, she literally also works for the company and she looks after Africa. So she's the one that helps us solve all our issues and she reports to John. Now, Mr. John, I don't know if he himself is cutting the ribbon tomorrow night, but it's going to be interesting either way at that new shop. So you can see there's activity right around the globe. And talk about right around the globe, this is, let's call it the official birthday celebration, which is called Triumph APL Planet. And this is happening now in November around the birthday party in Moscow. So if you want to see this event in Moscow, simply sign up 2 people on a diamond level. That's it. Simple as that. You obviously got to pay your own plane ticket, but that we can sort you out with another company, and you'll be in Moscow and go and check out what this celebrations are all about, literally on a personal level. Now, let's get to the business. So, owner of the company came out here in April. We met him in this boardroom at the Westcliff Hotel in Houghton, and that's pretty much all my family and friends that could make it that day. My cousin and his wife, myself and my wife, our friends Khotso and Bali. This is the owner, Sergey, and that's his translator, Felix. Willie and one of his family members. Sadly, Mr. Campbell Morgan, who was the country manager at that time, he passed away due to COVID before he could get the products out of customs. Roland, one of our members. This is a gentleman, the CEO of another company we introduced, and that's my youngest son, Jason. Now, after this event where we met the owner and he shared his plans with us, his plan or his major target is very simple. He wants to get the company to $1 billion net profit within the next 2 years. That's why I'm saying it's going to happen with or without you or me. He's already made $100 million, but in gross, in revenue, not in net profit. Now, we did not know at this point there was going to be a presentation after this meeting. So he politely invited us to his own presentation where he did the business plan. And that's what you see going on here. Now, the people in this room, they are salted networkers. They've been around networking for many years. In fact, a lot of them can lead political parties because they know how to get people excited. But when you see this kind of response, watch this, then you know there's something special happening. Watch this.
Okay. That's it. Goosebumps.
When I saw that response from those people, every time he announced one of the 15 bonuses, I said to my wife, I don't care what this company sells, we got to get in here. We got to get in here because this thing, if it gets that response in the first meeting, imagine what this company is going to do across Africa. So a few weeks ago, we had the opportunity with John, the country manager, to meet up with that blonde lady over there. She's the financial director. That's her translator. The guy next to her, I think, he's a bodyguard. And then the gentleman here in the blue shirt, he's in charge of legal. So they were out here to make sure that we comply to everything needing compliance. And they had a very interesting thing. They were flying down to Cape Town after this meeting, but none of them wanted to tell us why. My gut feel, don't quote me please, but my personal gut feel, don't be surprised if there's another office coming up in Cape Town very soon. But time will tell. Time will tell. So long and short, guys, tomorrow's the day. So just quickly as an overall summary, the product called Stop. This is a natural antibiotic. Other than things like aspirin, for example, that simply just deafens whatever causes the pain. This actually goes and fixes in the body what's wrong. And that way it gets rid of pain. Now, I can tell you in the last 2-3 months of getting these products to family members and friends and neighbors, and pretty much everybody and anybody you meet that's in pain, there's not one so far that's told me this is a load of rubbish. Some people cannot believe what these products do for them in the short time they do it in. You see, everything here is 100% natural, and you take the little sweetie out of it. I'll show you a bit later. Out of the box, there's 30 of them in a box, and you just pop it under your tongue. So already being broken down to, let's call it a liquid level, it's much easier to be absorbed into your bloodstream via your mucosa, basically your spit. And instead of the normal stuff that we buy typically at the chemist and wherever, that goes into your bloodstream via your stomach and your intestines. And sadly, sometimes most of your hard-earned money actually exits by the other side. Sad, but true. Now, alt is for this time of year where there's a lot of allergies in the air, change of season, etc. And this will take care of all of that, especially breathing issues. People that have had COVID, that are busy rejuvenating their bodies. There's no better medicine than this, guys. All natural. Relax helps your nervous system. People that are anxious, people that battle to sleep, this is your medication right here. In terms of a supplementary that's got quite a nice kick to it, it's unbelievable how people literally start sleeping while you're still talking to them after using this. Heart and Norm work together. Heart looks after your arteries, let's call it your blood delivery system, and Norm looks after your blood sugar. So heart makes sure you don't get any blood clots or anything like that. And Norm, all those people, we've got 3 type 2 diabetes so far that have literally taken this for a few weeks, and suddenly their counts, their sugar counts, come down from 15, 16 to below 5 and 6. And this is people that the normal medicine could not do the trick anymore for. So very, very interesting. Ice looks after your digestive system. It literally, anything and everything from heartburn to whatever else is wrong with you, it will sort it out. Whereas Mel's over here gets rid of all the parasites in our bodies. Nothing like a good clean out. The hidden product over there is called HPR, and that looks after your liver, cleans out your liver while you're sleeping. You take it normally late at night, and the next day you'll feel much, much better as far as rejuvenation is concerned. Then over here, Grow. You heard a little bit earlier that Grow was voted one of the best immunity systems money can buy last year. So let's call this like the normal multi-type vitamin, if I could relate it to something. Now, just one thing, guys, these things are natural, so you can't overdose in it. It can't cause damage. The bottom line is this can be given to children, can be given to pregnant ladies, you name it, especially them. And if you look at things like GTS gives you a lot of VUMA. Those people who are now at the moment writing exams or preparing for exams, burning long hours, having to focus, and then also writing exams, this should be flying off the shelves by now. Power for men and power for ladies. I'll tell you a little bit about the products where we are now in terms of approvals. But Power for Men looks after the prostate and everything else. Literally allows you to ring the doorbell with both your hands in your pockets, whereas Power for Ladies looks after all those hormonal issues, change of life, etc. Now, Beauty over here is a phenomenal product. The best way to describe it is beauty from within, beauty on the outside as well. But this looks after your hair, your skin, your nails, and literally rejuvenates it. And it almost puts a spring back into your cell on a cellular level into your body. The reason we get wrinkles is because our cells collapse with age and things like that. They don't jump back. So, ladies, this is the magic right here. Then SLD. Just by the by, this beauty has got over 20 products inside. It's also the most expensive product, I think, out of all of them. But the point is, you can see why. 20 different ingredients. There's no way you can eat all this food. There's not enough time, money, and effort that you can put in on a daily basis. That's why doing supplements is becoming more and more important. So Slide over here looks after your bones and your joints. It strengthens it. Now, everybody, when you get to my age, some mornings I'm already in the bathroom. My knuckles are still lying on the bed. Years of gymming and nonsense. Today, you feel those bones. There's no more buffering left. It's bone on bone. The joints take a hell of a punishment. People with hips and knees and elbows and you name it. Here's your product, guys. Then that one over there is called Brain. Brain also rejuvenates your nervous system. There's people that claim they've removed their reading glasses after using that for a while. Now, at the moment, all the products, by the by, there's a 16th product coming. It's called Happy. So we'll see what that's all about. I think it's going to be released one of these nice days. Never know what's the specials and stuff coming through the opening and so forth. But the bottom line is, out of all these products, there's 4 products the South African authorities have got an issue with so far. Alt, Power for Men, Power for Ladies, and Brain. It contains natural stuff, but apparently if some of the natural stuff are mixed with other natural stuffs, then there's an issue. So they're busy with those 4 to see what needs to happen. Either we must change the products, or we can see what the issues are in terms of the allowed values of the substances, etc. So but it's not your and my battle. Compliance deals with all of that. Okay, so that put aside, that's the core of the business. Now, guys, you've got to put this in perspective. No company is 10 years old if the products are rubbish. Not one. Secondly, if Americans like this lady, Mary Esther Gilbert, there's her credentials. Not only does she hold bachelor's and master's in nutrition, but she's also got 40-year experience. If they take the time at no remuneration to write books the size of the old yellow pages, for those of you old enough to know what a phone book looks like, about a Russian company's products, then you must know when people put their own credentials, doctors, chemists, you name it, when they put that, so to say, on the line for a Russian product range, then you must know there's substance here. Now, let's call it the Russian equivalent of this lady is this lady over here, Tamara Makoshkaya, and that's her book over there. We've already translated that into English. So if you want to check out some of these YouTube videos with these kind of talks where they discuss the products, the breakdown of the products in terms of what is inside them, and then what that does for your body, also which ones to use together with which ones, etc., etc. Now, when you type in this APL talk, please remember the exclamation mark. Otherwise, you'll end up on all kinds of other YouTube links. But definitely worth a check out if you want to do your own due diligence on what these products can do for you in your body. Now, this combined with this certification, suddenly it's a game changer. The products are non-allergen. There's no nuts in here. It's dairy-free, gluten-free. There's 30 drops per box. Just by the by, some people call it drops. Some call them candies. Some call them druggies. Some call them sweets, depending which part of the world you're talking to. I like to call them drops or sweets. But there's only 6 calories in one of these drops. Less than 1 gram sugar. Even the colorants are 100% natural, made from things like beetroot, red grapes, also made from things like paprika. Now, all the drops are also natural appetite suppressants. So if you were wondering, and being then 100% organic, it's also halal approved, it's kosher approved, it carries FDA registration in the US. That's a big one for me because in the US market, you'll get sued just because they can. The factory runs ISO 22000 and ISO 9001 standards. So as if all of this is not good enough. I don't know if you've experienced after a good old fashioned here by us, I felt thunderstorm, or wherever you've experienced a lot of lightning, that freshness you smell or experience either during the storm or after is the same by waterfalls, rivers, or when you walk in a damp forest, or if you literally sit next to the ocean. So what happens when lightning hits the ground and also the discharge that goes into the plants and that? The plants, fruits, vegetables, you name it, releases what's called a negative ion. Now that negative ion gets extracted out of plants via a very specific process. It's a negative airflow process. And they simply get encapsulated into these little drops of ours, these little fruit drops. So a lot of people can't understand how these fruit drops can cure so many things that goes on in our bodies. But the point is, it's nature's way, guys, the natural way. So what do you prefer? Taking a few sweets, put it in your mouth under your tongue, and it goes into your bloodstream, immediately broken up in your mouth onto a liquid level and goes into your bloodstream a lot easier? Or do you prefer to give one of your kids a couple of these capsules? And good luck with that one. They're going to meet you kicking and screaming, boy. Now, this stuff goes through your stomach, your intestines, and yeah, if you're lucky, some of it gets absorbed, the other stuff gets wasted. Now, this whole bombardment every day by positive ions, that's the bad stuff. Radiation from your phone, your computer screen, your TV screen, cars, car kits, smoking, air pollution, you name it, all the rubbish we eat. These days, a chicken is not a chicken anymore. It's almost a piece of plastic. 6 weeks of permanent lighting, mass fed by bone meal. And then once the fast food guys are finished with it, putting it through all kinds of oily processes, are we surprised we get the sicknesses we're getting? We should be taking all this stuff at the bottom every single day. That's what we should be doing. But none of us have got the time or the money, or we can't even find this stuff. Never mind eat all of it. If you had to eat all of it in food format, you look like a house. Isn't that a lot better? Put it in under your tongue, different times of the day. You can have a bit of hot water before even, and you can chase it half an hour later, 20 minutes later, either with a hot cup of tea or warm water as well to help with the distribution system. That suddenly makes so much sense. It's actually frightening. So what they've managed to do with all these different drops, they've managed to if you want, capsulate everything the body needs, all the what I call the foundation parts of the body, your metabolism, your immune system, your nervous system, help with digestion, your blood transmission system, everything has been taken care of by a couple of these drops. Now, when you look at this, none of you are seeing the products. All of you are just seeing the prices. Folks, that's the problem with where we're at from a supplementary and even a vitamin perspective. We can only be as healthy these days, sadly, as what we can afford. Now, tonight, I want to change your whole mindset around that and show you how you shouldn't be looking at the prices here, but how you should be ordering every single one of these boxes, not just for you, but for your whole family. So, why do you want to join this business? Well, firstly, if you can get these products, we know that they're good, natural. Nobody's 10 years in business if they weren't. Nobody wins all these accolades if it's not in place. But if you join the company, for Pete's sake, for 25 US dollars, that's 375 Rand. It's not even 200 Rand notes, and you're in the business. Now, even if you don't want to build a business, please still join the business so you can get the products at half price. There's no rocket science there. You also get a bit of convenience. You get it delivered to your door. That's even better. Now, the big thing for me, we all know in our heart of hearts that we should be taking all these products, but sadly, we're all staring into these prices. Folks, like it or not, whether people want to build a business or not, most of them have got a pain and an issue and an ailment somewhere. So by sharing a couple of these things with a few people, even if they don't want to join the business, sooner or later, they start using the products because what they do for them. And the next thing you know, suddenly these people start ordering from you. Now, in that case, before you know what's going on with a few sales here and there of all the different stuff, your own product suddenly starts being paid for through your commission, your profit. What happens then is you've successfully turned your spend, your cost, you've turned it around into a profit center. The minute you do that, you don't care what these things cost. You can just order what you need anyway. Now, at that point, that's when the business starts making sense. So check this out. In 2015, the company was already doing $10 million of revenue per annum. In 5 years, they grew the business tenfold to $100 million. From the $100 million, 63%, 63 million last year were paid back to the members. That is a whopping amount of money. Now, on 3 different ranking companies, Momentum, Alexa, and Business from Home. These guys literally evaluate over 5,000 multi-level marketing companies, and then they rank the top 500. So when the business came to South Africa in April, on Momentum's ranking, we were sitting in the 18th position. We've now dropped down to 15. Recognize a couple of other companies on this list? You should. On Alexa's ranking, we're in the 82nd position, and now, a couple of months later, we dropped down to the 48th position. The business hasn't even started. On Business from Home, literally 58th position for sales worldwide, but the number 1 position for the best product for immune systems boosting that the world's got to offer. So we are sitting with liquid gold in our hands. The 5th best MLM company overall. The 6th best MLM compensation plan. So let me quickly take you through that compensation plan, because believe me, you've never seen anything like this. This compensation plan is called a hybrid ninary. Now, if you don't know what the hell I'm talking about now, check this out. There's 15 US dollar bonus systems that you can benefit from. There they are. I'm not even going to explain all of them to you tonight. I'm just going to show you the start bonuses and the main bonuses. Because once you get to these levels over here, this is just crazy money. This is literally rock star stupid money. But how do you get into the business, or how do you become a part of it? Very simple. We said pay a $25 registration fee. $375 puts you in. Now, step 2, do nothing that you're not doing already. The sad part is what's happening already in all our households. All our ladies are buying product, but they're not buying from these companies.